Hello and welcome to another video by Pegasus Drone Media in the H520 H Plus series of videos. So what we're looking at today is changing the actual antenna on the 2.4 gig of the antennas. Now I was out working the other day and this gold nut had worked its way loose, and what had happened on the inside of the antenna had snapped off. So basically the inside screw actually comes like this, and it's all a sealed unit inside. So this had snapped off. So as I was flying, I was getting to about 60 meters, either in height or in distance away, and what was happening was I was losing the feed back from the controller. I was flying mostly missions with the 520, so it was continuing the mission. I didn't quite know what it was. Turns out, while I was working, I hadn't realised that the nut on the top of the antenna, this gold one here, had actually come loose a little bit. So as I was, it was a multi-setup area, so I was having to pack away and then get the drone out again and all. So all the time I was putting the aerial down, twisting it, you know, setting it up, putting it back in its box, then getting it back out again, doing this, and what had happened was, you know, it had worked its way loose. So I took it apart and had a look and discovered that that had snapped away from the inside of the gold part. So got on to my friends at Yuneec UK, and 48 hours later, not only had sent me one of these, two. So I've got a spare. So again, fantastic service from Perry back at Yuneec UK. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this together for you, and I'm going to show you how to install this fixed antenna and where the little plug goes on the chip inside the controller. So I'm going to get the setup a little bit. I'm going to have the camera overhead, it's pointing down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So let's get on with this video about how to change the 2.4 aerial antenna in the ST16 and ST16s. See you in a minute, guys. Okay, so here we are, set up with the ST16 on the back. So so that you can keep the stick so you don't damage the calibrations on the sticks or anything, what we need to do is just have the controller just balanced up. I'm using a dish at the moment. It's quite good because it holds the controllers off. I'm using a towel so that it doesn't slip on the work surface. And the first thing we need to do is to take the antenna off. So if we take the antenna off like so, so as we can see, the problem is that the antenna actually moves and twists around. So that was the idea. So had I noticed this when I was on the field, I could have tightened it up with a pair of pliers that I've got with me, but I didn't notice it. It's kept twizzling round and round and round, and basically I've ended up snapping that wire off, as you can see inside in a moment. Now, to speed the video up, I have undone the screws here, 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 also underneath the handle grips, and also the one underneath the battery. I'll show you how to do it. Literally just to speed it up, I've pre-done it. So what you do is you just slide off your battery from your ST16s, and underneath there you will see a screw just here, okay, and that is a hex screw, okay, which is a 2.0, so it's a 2.0 hex screw head. For the rest of the screws you'll need a 2.5 hex screw head. So basically in there, take it off, brings out a small screw, undo the screw here, here and here. Okay, so that was here, here and here, and then you have to squeeze these off. Now underneath here they've got quite a bit of sticky tape on the back of these, but so you have to prise them right off, and eventually when you prise them off you're actually left underneath with just, there's three prongs underneath there that go back in the hole. You can put sticky tape back on, but you don't really need it. So, and then you prise these off again and again there. So when I say prise, you know, just put your hand in there and just, it'll pull out. and it'll pull off. A bit sticky to start with, but it will pull out, so you've got your backings. Okay, and then you'll find that there are 2 screws underneath there, which are here, and you might struggle to find them because actually, if you've never taken one of these apart, you can actually see that these screw holes here, there's like the sticky back that holds this, the handle grip on, is actually covering these, and if you don't know they're there, you kind of won't see them. But basically what you want to do is just remove those by sticking your hex in and just removing. Okay, and you will then see that the back comes off. So at this point, now if you need to replace your slider bars, your slider controls, you'll need to take these 2 off as well, but you don't need to do that for this job. So literally just grab hold of it and slide down, and then it comes off. So you're now left, so that comes off quite easily, and you're now left with the inside of the ST16s. And the part that we're talking about is this bit here, so you can quite easily see that this wire has indeed snaps off. There, quite as you see that it snaps off. So we need to replace this, so undo the nut on that. Now if you're wondering where these plugged into, if you trace this wire down, you'll see it's actually down here. Okay, you'll see that it's actually down there on this part of the motherboard, just here. And this one here is actually traced underneath this circuit board and goes to this antenna. So this one traces back there. Your Wi-Fi 5.01 for your camera, it's actually down there, just traces and actually goes there. So it's just a small trace underneath there and ends up coming up here. You can see that it's going there. So the 5.01, your 5.8 is there. Your 2.4s, one goes to this side, this one goes to this side here. Okay? Right, so to get this off, all you need to do is just prise that off. Literally just lift it up. I need to get a small flat. That'll do. Just lift it. Okay, and it comes off. As you can see, that's most definitely broken. So this has got the small pin. Okay, and that just plugs into there. So we quite simply need to remove the screw by undoing it with a pair of pliers or a spanner. And you'll see that don't drop it, that is. Always guaranteed to drop something, so a pair of bottlenose pliers, always handy. Become your best friend, these things. That essentially is no good anymore, and so you basically need to get your new one, which is this, and it's all attached, as you can see. So all we need to do is remove the screws and the washer that come with it, place it in from the bottom. Okay, and then just trace that round there. I've got a funny feeling that should be underneath there to make that a bit easier, a bit tidier rather, not easier. And just give that a small tug. The old dish ain't much good, is it? Keeps sliding away. There we go, put it on the towel more. Can you still see that? Yep. Okay, I just want to trace that round. In fact, that might be one of the reasons. If it twisted, I might leave that out. I can't see that causing much problem if I do. I'm just going to make an executive decision to leave that out. That might prove wrong in a few months' time, but we'll see. It looked nice and tidy to stick it there. Anyway, so put your washer back on and your nut. I'm not going to do it up fully yet in case I need to take that off of there. And I'm going to pass that under there. Yeah, I can see that that should have gone underneath there after this because the backing might catch that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to poke that underneath there. I'm just going to place that under there like that. Tuck it away from the 5.8. Right, so yeah. So I made that decision to place it underneath all of that, which I think probably was the intention in the first place. Feed that down through there. It was the right way to do that because that hasn't got a kink on that at all now. And then quite simply, you just push that in. Just plugged it in here. And we're going to need to just... Right, well that proved to be a bit fiddly. That took longer than definitely anticipated. However, it is on properly because I can actually spin it and it's not moving. So I do know that's plugged in. So this wire does seem a bit longer than the one that the replacement wire does seem a bit longer than the one that came off it. Anyway. So I need to probably just give that a little tuck somewhere. Like there. Just run that down there, just literally so it stays out of the way for if I ever need to take the back off again. I don't want to be catching it as I'm pulling it off. So that should be the long and the short of it. So all I've got to do now is just tighten up the antenna nut and then replace the antenna by screwing on. So all I'm going to do off video, because you don't really want to see me tighten it up, is just tighten this up so that it doesn't spin and then replace the antenna like so. And then replace the backing. So we just need to put that back on again, and make sure here when you put these back on you've got your sliders stuck in the middle. Alright, because one of the common things when you take this off here is that the slider of your speed and your yaw and your camera functions are a little bit not central when it goes on. But that's it. Let's put that back on and then stick the screws back in. Put the handles back on, push them through the lug holes, just literally just put pressure on there, that'll push them back, put all your screws in. So that's about it. So I hope this video has been useful to you. Honestly, all we've got to do is just put the screws back in there, and that's it, and we're done and dusted, and we're ready to fly again. So I hope this video has been of some use to you, and thanks very much for watching this tutorial. Many thanks. Bye now.